It's the Sleepers Podcast, Tuesday, June 3rd. You and I have the same song stuck in our head. We've been singing it in and out of every video today.
Yeah, shout out to Alex Warren.
It's not that song.
What?
What song do you have stuck in your head?
The one that we've been singing all like
That's
the
not
whole.
an Alex Warren song.
Who sings it?
I don't know. There's a Chris Brown remix.
It says, "Take your time. What's the rush?" Ooh, that's not Alex Warren.
Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. And then in my head, I
Wait,
just
no,
hear
wait.
you.
I know what that is. That's Leon Thomas.
Yeah,
I think
was this a joke that didn't land with Alex Warren? Is that what we were going for?
he said, "Take your time." No, because Alex Warren sings the other song that's stuck in my head from social media that I love.
Which is just the ordinary one. Baby,
Yeah.
love the ordinary. I'm a losing the girl. Hey, girl.
It's a
Yeah,
great
that
song.
I heard that song broke a record for most weeks at number one. It broke Elvis Presley's record.
Elvis Presley, huh?
Alice Warren's going to be an awesome like trivia answer in 20 years because I don't think that guy's a good musician.
Oh God, you are you're something else when it comes to musician like crowning.
Why? What do you mean?
Like I feel like you only want to crown the underdogs.
I would consider Alex Warren an underdog, honestly.
Like
I
if
just
Alex Warren was an American Idol contestant, I think you'd crown him.
not for me. I don't love his voice, honestly. I like that song. That song's really good, but I don't love his voice.
Where do you stand on Benson Boone?
Huge fan.
Really?
Yeah, huge fan. I bought a male romper because we're going to a Benson Boone concert next, no, 2 months from now. And so I'm on a fitness journey right now. My
Yeah.
goal is to be fit enough that when I rock the male romper jumpsuit to the Benson concert and I have the mustache too, Benson's like, you're me.
Yeah, I don't know if I can rock with you wearing a romper.
Yeah, just wait. It looks great. I already bought it.
You know, it's called a romp him, right?
Teach their own.
No, it's the male version. There's a romper and there's a romp him.
Okay, I've just been calling it a male romper.
Yeah, shout out to Leon Thomas though. That song's old. I guess Mutt came out like 9 months ago.
Yeah, I think it's literally just a Chris Brown remix that keeps playing on XM radio when I drive to get coffee in the morning. And I keep, by the way, XM, channel 46, The Heat, that's the go-to.
That's an insane. So you are a subscriber to XM Radio.
I don't think I subscribe, but I think I have it somehow.
So
So I
you're
must subscribe.
subscribed to it.
I don't knowingly subscribe, but I always have it.
So you are subscribed to it.
Yeah, but I don't know how because I never like went out of my way to sign up for it.
I feel like typically it's a thing like when you get your car, it's part of the package unless you say you don't want it.
Yeah, might be that, and I'm still rocking off that. I don't know.
All right, respect. It's crazy that you're firing up Sirius Radio every morning though.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm a Bluetooth guy, but like I said, just flip to channel 46 and they're always playing Baby Take Your Time. And it's a hit every single time.
I mean,
Speaking of our music banter, I know we got to move on with the show at some point, but you've seen that like the viral video of the dude singing on his tiptoes, I assume?
no.
Yeah, you have. The one John Martin sent it to our group chat. It's all over everyone's social right now with people making fun of the guy. You got to know what I'm talking about.
I don't
The
think
married
so.
in a year in the suburbs guy.
Oh yeah. Like
Be
that
married in a year in
the,
the suburbs.
the dude he called Eli.
Get all the way in three. That's been stuck in my head so much, and I hate it.
Do you think that guy's special?
No, no, he's very Alex Warren to me.
Okay. All right. Makes
But I
sense.
can't get it out of my head. How do we get it out of our heads?
It honestly the only way to get it out is for another song to come along and like make that happen.
Which I guess could be Leon's job, right? This could be Baby, I'm a Dog, I'm a Mutt.
Yeah. Man, he says like you're not a star. I mean,
Well,
it's
whenever
a
I hear that, I just hear you barking in the background.
which to my point, you always ask me like, "What's the point of you barking? What's the point of you barking?" There is a small contingent, a group that associates barking with me, and that means my impact is being felt.
Yeah, I think it's a large contingent by now, honestly. I don't even think it's a small amount.
Yeah, the cart bark is very here.
Yeah, sure. I guess so.
You want to bark for me?
No, I don't.
Okay. Should we get to the YouTube comment of the
Yeah,
day?
why not? Let's
Let's
do it.
let's get to it. Okay, this comment comes from AZ Patriot who says,
We can't hear you. You bark too loud, doesn't pick up in the mic.
Damn it, that sucks. Okay, let's go ahead and move on here. The real YouTube comment of the day, which ruined my bit of me barking into the mic. We are going to go with, honestly, Greg, should I read the comment that I sent to you this morning?
Which, yeah, why not?
I guess
I
because
was
I
gonna say
really,
which, but I know exactly which one, and yeah, I think you should.
I think that's okay. Let's go with this one that comes from Wet Rocksta. Not to bring race into anything that has to do with this, but I just realized that Greg is literally the white version of Cart, and Cart is literally the black version of Greg. Kind of like Gordon Hayward is the white version of Kobe Bryant. Not related, just can't get it out of my head.
It's a Mount Rushmore Hall of Fame comment. So there's two things. We got to flesh out the first half of this comment, but more importantly, way more importantly, he's tried to say we're the same and then ended comparing you to Kobe and me to Gordon Hayward while making the point that we are the same.
There's so many questions that come from this comment,
It's
truly.
so unreal. Like it's like I don't know, it'd be like telling our wives like, "Oh man, you guys are just so similar. Like Mal, you're Beyonce and Meg, I don't even have one off the top of my head, but like you can't compare anyone to Beyonce. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't know how you got to the end and got to that point. Should we just address the first point?
yeah, do you think that we are the opposite raced versions of each other?
I want to say no.
I think there's on camera elements of us that are very similar more than there are off camera.
Yeah, I think so.
Like do you think we play a character for this every day?
No, I don't think
We're
so.
ourselves for the most part, but like
We're ourselves. But I think like if people had a peek behind the curtain, we're very genuine in ourselves on here, but not in a bad way. I do think we have a lot of differences.
yeah, we do.
Like we're we are different people.
Mhm.
Like I think we operate differently.
I think we have logistical differences, like the
Like
way we
height.
operate,
Oh.
the way we operate and live our lives is very different.
Hmm.
But I think personality wise, he's right. We are very similar.
That
Like
is
naturally, I think we like the same things. Is why we're such close friends, right? But also, like if you're listening to this, think about like your best friend, and you probably are very similar to them, right? You're
yeah.
very rarely best friend with someone who's just the opposite of you completely.
Out of your friend group, who's the most opposite of you?
I just called you my best friend, and you're just moving right on from that. That's crazy.
Well, because I don't want to get emotional.
Just want to let that be known. Just want that to be
I
crazy.
don't want to get emotional. Birthday
Uh,
boy.
Out of my friend group, who am I most different of?
Yeah.
Louis Savona.
I think Lewis might be my answer too.
Yeah,
That dude's different.
he runs ultra marathons, man. Yeah.
That's the different part about him.
There's a lot of other things too, but
Yeah. Also, Lewis is my shortest friend in life.
I was gonna say he's 5'6",
Huh?
but he could bench you and I put together.
He's also not 5'6".
Is he 5'5"? Just
Lou's
kidding.
like 5'3", actually.
That's crazy.
He truly is.
No, he's not.
He's
Can we
super
move
jacked,
on?
but he's
Can we move on?
5'3".
Let's move on.
We gotta get to the Discord comments, don't we?
We sure do.
In order to do that, do we have to pull out the Discord?
Yeah, it would be a good way to start. Yep.
All right. Well, as I do that, birthday boy. Well, as I'm doing that, everyone drop a happy birthday to Greg in the comments down below.
I mean,
My dog is,
only a day late because they're listening to this on the third. But
damn, you're right. That's okay. So drop my dog Greg a happy belated birthday on here. Let him know how y'all feel in your year 32. OJ Mayo year, is that what we're calling it?
That's what I called it from Mal, and people told me that's crazy. So
That's disrespectful because OJ Mayo was one of them ones.
this is why we're similar. You and I view that as a massive compliment.
That would mean the world to me.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay. Let's see here. Join the Discord, by the way. Discord is one of the best ways to support Sleepers Media. By joining it, you can use the link in the description on our Twitter page, 9.99 a month. Great community, great time. Support us. It's a really, really good spot to be in.
Selfish Discord plug, by the way. Sometimes you get news or leaks on things before they go public. We fleshed out the Denham Wojcik Michigan State mystery announcement a couple days before it happened last week. So, yeah, join the Discord for stuff like that.
Wish I was in there to stop it. Let's start with just Snacky. What percentage from three would Hummer hypothetically have to shoot from three this year to skyrocket him into a second round pick? I'm thinking 55 plus percent.
I mean, I think he could shoot 55 and still wouldn't get drafted, but
You
yeah,
think?
probably 50. He would need to
It,
have a 50% high volume year.
55 is crazy.
I mean, I guess yeah, if you do something that historic, then you get people's attention, but he's 24.
Yeah, but he's tall and 55% is
He's
crazy.
24.
Yeah.
Like
I Maynard, can you each pick a portal commit from this offseason and give them a theme song based on the choice they made? Example, Ben Allen Lubin would be Broke Boys by Drake.
that's solid. That's solid. I don't have anything prepared for this. I like to prep my musicals.
A portal commit from this offseason, give them a theme song based on their choice. I mean, I know which one I'm
It's
going with.
it's an octave higher than I want it to be. That's what I'm trying to figure. You're a rich boy, but it's gone too far, and you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on Larry Ellison's money. You can rely, Axel got your money. You're a rich boy, and it's gone too. Yeah, that's what I would go with.
That a Beach Boys song?
I have no idea who sings Rich Girl."
Actually, I think it
Hall
might
and
be,
Oates, maybe?
yeah, maybe, or like Elton John, something like
I think
that.
it's Hall and
Um,
Oates.
mine would be
Hall and Oates, yeah, nailed that.
Rob 49, what the hell, what the helly. And I would do it to a couple people. Cam Heidi one, Trey Holloman two.
Nice.
What the helly?
You want to say a few bars for me?
What the Heidi? What the hell? What the Heidiante? What the Trey Holloman? What the Holloman? What the helly? Like, something along those lines.
Very good.
Let's see, War Chant. While I don't pay much attention to NCAA baseball and softball much until the tournament, all the games this weekend were fun to watch. It was fun to hate root against the SEC. Do y'all have any rooting interests?
For baseball, not crazy. I've actually been rooting for North Carolina because I know JK and Riley are into North Carolina baseball a little bit. But no, I share the appreciation for college baseball playoffs though. Like I flipped that on, realizing it's one of the best things to bet on right now, and very quickly realized that college baseball is a shit show, dude. Like every single game is just slop mess. Like you know why I've always had to take that MLS is way better than EPL because of slop.
Yeah.
That's college baseball. Like you dude, you watch the Yankees, nobody makes errors. That's not fun. College baseball, like a routine ground ball could go for a triple any second. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's kind of fun. Shout out to Oklahoma State too, by the way. Shout out to my guy John Martin, plus 165 yesterday. That hit. I
Yeah.
really
Oh,
appreciate it.
dude, last night LSU was playing I don't even remember who they were playing. Hold on, let me find this. What's the score? I want to literally Google this. They played Little Rock last night. And Cart, I kid you not, 0-0 before the game started. Little Rock was plus 1,600 to beat LSU. They beat them outright like 10-4. And
God
yes, I
damn.
bet it. Like that, dog,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
And yes, I bet it.
It's a baseball game. Anybody can beat anybody anytime. College baseball makes no sense. I don't know. I'm enjoying this. It's great. There's games tonight. I already looked at the schedule. I'm locked in.
Talk to me on that too, by the way.
All right.
Um, War Chant, next weekend will be hotly contested, one in the Discord, with the Cubs playing the Tigers.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that hotly.
Eh,
Don't the Cubs stink?
you trying to make it a thing, not a thing. Yeah, no, our Tigers are fine. We're having a great season. We're not really worried about anybody right now.
Are you team trade or sign Scooble?
Have to sign him. Have to.
But
If
he's
you
not going to, right?
I so the thing about Scoob, I can't get a great read on him. This would be a good test for the body language PhD because Scoob is simultaneously presenting himself as like this impeccable teammate, fun guy that everyone loves, who is great in the community and people love him. Like remember he pulled up to the Michigan State game, was like talking about how much he loved being on campus. Like right now, Scoob is like a state of Michigan guy. And anytime his contract gets brought up, he doesn't say shit about it. Like he basically will not speak. Scott Boras is his agent. Scott Boras is the guy who just sent Soto to the Mets for one more million than he could have re-signed with the Yankees for. So I'm terrified. Whenever the Tigers talk about it, they basically are like, listen, in order to re-sign someone, it takes two interested parties, which I think is the story here. I think Scoob is like sneakily just like I'm leaving no matter what. But I don't know. Tigers need to empty the bank. I'm hoping a World Series run this year could convince Scooble that was fun and to stay.
Yeah, please bring my guy back, man. I
He's
can't.
a goat. But can I chime in on Scoop for a second? People are upset because somebody said he's better than Verlander,
Yeah,
and
I
that
saw that.
you saw the big dialogue on that. Do you have any thoughts?
Um, I mean, Scooble's doing. I don't know. Scooble's doing some crazy stuff right now, but there was that one year where like Verlander was absolutely insane, but it looks a lot similar to what Scooble is doing right now, right? With probably less help too. Like I don't know. Like, is there any stat brought up? I know there is a stat that backs this up, but I feel like the supporting cast and things like that factored into like that Verlander run. That team was really good.
Yeah, I completely agree. I said this last year, and I think it'll go down as one of my best in the moment takes of all time. Verlander may have been at his peak as good or slightly better than Scooble, but Verlander looked like he was working so much harder to be great every game, which was part of the fun. He was like a workhorse. You watch Scooble, this motherfucker looks so effortless. He just steps foot on the mound and like it looks like he's not even trying. It looks like he's just winding up and he takes no seconds in between pitches. He constantly has the hitter thinking. Like he just throws a different pitch than you expect every single time. He can touch 103 on the gun on his final that like the final pitch of like a 100 pitch outing hits 103. That's the effortless shit I'm talking about. JV could not do that. And I don't know how you want to define better. Scooble's still not at his prime, I don't think. I don't think he's close to what his peak will be. But yeah, for my money, like right now, the Scooble we're seeing is a more effortless pitcher than Verlander.
I stand with Greg. We'll see here. Michael Spreezer. That's sorry if I butchered that for you. Thanks for your recommendation of the chicken tender sub from Publix, as it was amazing, as was the trip to Naples. Shout out to Publix, man. The pub sub is special every single time.
I miss it.
Truly.
Yeah.
Um, Michael Springer again. Not sure if you guys already saw this, but notice a tweet from Adam Zagoria, sorry, that the Pacers Thunder's finals matchup will be the second straight year with four players from Canada being represented. Do you think? Do you guys think that the impact? Do you guys think the impact that some of the players this year have had, SGA, Dort, Mathurin, and Nebhard, will help a guy like Will Riley in terms of NBA teams that may value his upside?
I don't think so. I don't think that's how NBA teams view international guys at this point. But I mean, Canadian basketball is just growing and growing, though. I think there's going to be more players from Canada making an impact in American basketball.
Yeah, big ups to all my cronies from the six. Appreciate y'all. Dreadhead Dev Royal the King. Rest in peace to the sports science guy. Yeah, that's very sad. Rest in peace to John Breakus. Always very, very sad. Never hesitate to reach out for help, people.
Yeah,
Um,
checking on your peoples, man. That's
for real.
there was a video interview I watched of him where he was very open about his struggles with depression and at the time of the video he basically detailed a suicide attempt and we probably should have like trigger warning this somehow, but um then he ended it by saying like thank God I got the help I needed, got a therapist and I've never had a depressed thought since. Obviously, he just took his own life. So just a reminder, like even people that have gone through it and are battling it or won the battle can slip back into it, and it's a very serious thing. Talk to people, man. It's the number one thing that can help. I've struggled with depression. People in my family have struggled with depression. You got to talk to people, and if anyone is listening to this that needs a person to talk to, hit me up. I'll talk to you. It's a serious thing.
100%. I feel the same. I echo those same thoughts. All hail the Pope. Nick Culver, I'm calling you out. Come join the Discord. I would love to bash a Louisville fan. Come on, little bro. He
He
then goes on,
joined.
huh?
He joined, didn't he? I think he's in the Discord.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure Nick joined over the weekend. Yeah, and you've just ignored him, which again, I'm like welcoming Nick. Like, it's great to have you here. You don't even know he's there, and he stands with you and not me.
I mean, one day it's there's a certain stigma where Cart just he does the Cart thing, man.
All I want for my birthday is Nick Culver to let me on the Louisville bandwagon.
You don't. We already went through this. You don't want to be on because of Michael Brown.
I could get there.
Okay, if you got to work hard to get there, then you're not wanted on our bandwagon.
I could get there.
Um, can you rank the top five SEC teams off seasons?
I think Florida won. Um,
I feel like Auburn damn near has to be two for getting Pettiford back, but also like Kentucky added a lot of
I
pieces.
go Florida one, Kentucky two. I think Arkansas three, Auburn four, Tennessee five.
That feels about right.
Alabama's not in the mix, even though they
Alabama's
got.
in the mix of that fifth spot for me.
I know they got Phylon back, but everything else was bad.
To the Bethea's here. Do you all use an electric toothbrush? I do. Greg doesn't, and I know that because I'm a good friend and listen. All hail the Pope once again. How many teams have potentially three All Americans next year in basketball? I think Kentucky's will. Sorry, I think Kentucky's will be Jelon Lowe, JQ, and Otega Oweh.
I think it's turning into a bit, by the way. Like it started not as a bit, and now it's become a bit. And it's one of my favorite bits if it's a bit. If it's not a bit, I hate the bit.
That's not. See, as a bit connoisseur, I don't think you can let things. I think you got to approach it as a bit. You can't let it turn into a bit and then roll with it.
But like if all hail the Pope wakes up in the morning, like, you know what? I'm just gonna send one trolling comment about Kentucky every day to get read on the show. Then I'm like, I love that bit. That's a great use of the Discord's how we want this to operate. But yeah, if that's meant with all sincerity, I'm struggling.
Yeah,
Jalen Lowe, first team All American, or I guess not first team, but like you think Jaden Quaintance and Jalen Lowe are both going to be All Americans with
and
Otega
Otega
Oweh on.
and Otega Oweh, three All Americans on one team.
You want to actually answer the question though, because there are a couple teams.
How many teams have potentially three All Americans next year in basketball?
BYU
Um,
does.
what
BYU does.
BYU does. I mean, in a world where I think two are for sure going to be one, like you think a third one could sneak on. Like I would say Purdue just for the fact that they have two for sure.
Yeah, maybe Clough. Maybe Clough could like shock everybody and be really, really dominant. Or Purdue. Yeah, Purdue's an option. Although I want to be clear, Clough is less likely than both Jalen Lowe and Quaintance because someone's going to
Yeah.
call me out on that.
I
But
think I think Houston could.
who would the three be?
Uh, Uzan, Sharp, and then Sanak.
Okay, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, three All-Americans crazy. I wonder if that's even ever happened. But
Yeah, like
BYU is the only one with a real shot to me. I think Wright, Saunders, DeBanza all are like individually could all be All-Americans.
yeah, that's fair. T Steffi. Hey guys, y'all been doing plenty of great content on who will be the best teams, but I want to know which teams you think will be the worst in each power conference.
That's fun. Okay, round the horn real quick. ACC, who you got?
Boston College.
I'm scrolling through the rosters real quick just to make sure there's not one I like less than that. But yeah, I think it's BC.
Yeah, I think it's Boston College.
I think it's BC. Okay, to the Big Ten.
Um,
Feels like Penn State or Rutgers.
I think Penn State's better than Rutgers, so Rutgers.
I weirdly just feel like Peikel's going to bounce back with like some underachievers, and Penn State's going to bottom out. So I'll go Penn State. Big East.
I don't think it's gonna be DePaul.
I don't think there's any terrible, terrible teams in the Big East, but I think my bet would either be DePaul or Gulp Butler.
I think I'll go Butler.
One of those two.
Yeah, give me Butler.
Okay. To the Big 12.
Oh. I'm a Wildcat again this year, so I'm not gonna say them. Big 12's like pretty like I don't know if there's gonna be like any awful teams unless I'm
I think TCU might stink.
don't they actually have some pieces?
Brock Harding might be their guy.
Okay, yeah. Good update there. Arizona State.
Yeah, also an option. There, the bottom of the Big 12 is pretty gross.
I guess you have like you have like West Virginia.
Honestly, Colorado might be the worst.
Colorado's the worst.
Let's go Colorado. And then SEC,
Um, hmm,
just South Carolina again.
I mean, my guys got Eli.
They got Mongolian Mike.
They do?
Yeah. The starting backcourt for South Carolina is projected to be Michi Johnson and Mongolian Mike.
Yeah, give me South Carolina.
I'll take South Carolina. Bonus bet for me, I think Mississippi State might be horrible.
Really?
So they just keep running it back with Josh Hubbard, who's the biggest empty calories fake good player ever. And this year they surrounded him with Jaden Epps and Achora Chore. Like that's their big three, dog. We think that's gonna go well.
Yeah, that's kind and they lost Keisha. That's kind of a crazy proposition.
Yeah, it's gross. Fun question.
Let's see. Mutant Matt, a few thoughts on the Cubs versus Tigers this weekend. Friday's game's on Apple TV, which is an abomination. I don't have Apple TV. Should get Apple TV, by the way. Great TV shows on there. Guess I'm just kind of screwed. Also, I see that the Tigers bumped Schoolbowl to start Friday's game. He was originally scheduled to start against the White Sox on Thursday. I cannot be upset with the Tigers for the move. I wouldn't waste Luca on that lousy team either.
Yeah, got to be smart, smart organization, doing smart things. Why we have the number one record in baseball.
I love being a smart organization. It's gotta be fun. Um, the Pat Signal, aka Cart's team, which is Nick Culver, is in here. He said, "Would y'all travel to different universities and film a game day vlog next season? If so, November 11th versus Conler, Chandler, and them in the Ville will be an elite environment."
Do you have interest in doing that? I mean, it was really fun when we did it for College Hoops to Go.
I would like to do it, to be honest with you. I think we could pull it off.
So I think it's one of those things we've had the right amount of time off from doing it. Like last year, we basically didn't go to anything. 2 years ago, we went to a couple single games but didn't film them. 3 years ago was the big College Hoops to Go season that we did a bunch of filming for. And it's really fun. I'm always interested in doing it. It is quite a project, though. Like it takes serious time, resources, energy, and most importantly, at this point in our lives, takes us away from our families. So I think we would need to come up with a plan that's smaller than the College Hoops to Go full season plan that we did. Weirdly enough, if we had come up with College Hoops to Go like 5 years earlier, we would have probably done a whole decade of that, and who knows where it would have gone. But on my list, I really want to do the West Coast games for the Big Ten. I think like sleepers in California for 1 week would be really fun. And then I think Louisville and Kentucky have to like those are close enough we could drive to them. We just need to figure out a time where we can get away from our families.
Yeah. Drop a comment below how to get away from our families. And we'll figure it out.
That's
Those
the,
are the comments.
the true problem. We don't want to, right? We are actually one thing I love about you and me. I think we both are great family guys. So
Yeah, it's like once you get to a point, it's like too many days, and then you miss something, and you're like, hmm.
yeah, it has to almost be like a weekend trip at most, which is totally doable for this. But um, yeah, we just got to figure out when.
I'll drive.
I'll ride.
Like, whoa.
I'll ride anything with
Oh,
you.
relax, please.
You want it? I'll ride it, Cart.
I'm gonna need you to relax.
It's my birthday though.
Your haircut's lasted longer than you thought it should. You're looking slim. You got a coffee on time today. I'm scared of you.
Me lasting longer than you think. Crazy.
How's my nephew, by the way?
He's actually been good. Yeah. He's starting to sleep through the night, which is great. I can't tell if he's doing it to trick us or what, but there hasn't been much downside yet.
So on top of everything I just said, you're also getting sleep on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going duck pin bowling tonight.
Sleepers is gonna end soon. The end is near. Should we
Oh,
get to the show?
if you,
Actually,
yeah,
no,
you
hold
ready?
on a second. Before we get to the show, we are brought to you by somebody.
Yeah, we got a sponsor for June. Yay! NBA
Yeah.
2K Labs. Shout out to 2K Labs. We love 2K Labs, and I mean that genuinely. I like companies and people who make stuff that is fun. And that is truly what 2K Lab does. NBA2KLab.com. We promoted them last June, and we're going to work with them again for June and July this year. Some exciting differences between last time and this time. This year, we did the same thing we did last time. They have our NBA draft big board that we use for our NBA scouting report series that they are featuring prominently on some projects that they've done. And then also, they've got all these fun games. We showed one off in an ad read for all of the shorts right now where you do like a geo guesser game. But there's a bunch of mini games on NBA2KLab.com that you should go check out that you could literally spend all day doing. If I worked an office job and these existed, this is all I would do in like the private tab the whole time. And importantly, 2K Lab is working on some stuff for college football 26, and that's coming out soon. We've got our online dynasty in our sleepers Discord. So if you do become a subscriber of 2K Labs, like we are, we just go to their site every single day. You're gonna love all of the content that they're putting together to help you get the most out of college football 26. So shout out to 2K Lab, appreciate it. Presenting sponsor of all things Sleepers Media for a couple of months. And anything to add, Cart? Sorry, this was not the best ad read, but I'm just speaking from
Uh,
the heart.
no, two things here. One, my geography game is lacking, and the GeoGuessr game is getting me right. So I appreciate them for that. It's a fun little mini game, just kind of pass the time. And also, as someone who needs every edge that they can get in college football 26 coming up, I will be tapping into those tools quite greatly so I can not lose to Dion by 89 points.
Yeah, they even got like I'm playing the mystery fantasy draft game in the background right now where you literally draft players based off of like attributes without knowing who they are, and then it tells you who it is. Kind of fun. It can trick you sometimes. And I didn't even tell you this yet, but we were DMing about it. They said if we come up with a game, they'll make it.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
So we could have a sleepers mini game. We need to put our own creative thoughts into that first.
I'm on.
Yeah, we got some time. All right, 2klab.com. Excuse me, NBA2klab.com. Go check it out. Let's get to the show. Topic number one today, CBS Sports put together their official list of winners and losers at the end of the transfer portal cycle.
Yeah, shout out my dog, Big GP, Big Nordy GD in the cut.
This is actually Big DC who wrote this article. It's David Cobb.
Oh, shout out to David Cobb.
Yeah, shout out to David Cobb. So what I'd like to do is basically take CBS Sports's winners and losers, and I'm going to ask you if you agree with CBS Sports's, I guess, ruling on each of these teams. In the end, we will go through their list and basically, yeah, just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down one by one. But along the way, we can also maybe say who they missed and just add on to it from our perspective. So we're going to start at the top. CBS Sports says the biggest winner of the offseason is Kentucky. They landed five top 60 transfers. That's what CBS Sports has here. Do you consider Kentucky the first name that should be off the list?
I don't know if it's the very first one. I do think that Kentucky did have a very good offseason in replacing talent. Obviously, they had a lot of spots to fill from last year's team, but I don't know. I feel like when you look at these things, you also got to factor in like what they lost on. Like they were in for some other guys. They lost Donovan Dent. They lost a Caden Lewis, which I factor into this as well. They lost Lamar Wilkerson, but I do agree that they had some really good ads. Like I love the Jay and Quaintance ad. I don't know if we'll take an Oway coming back factors into this, but I think overall they are a winner. I just don't know about biggest winner.
I'm not mad at them being the first name off the list. They're a winner. They're on my list. But yeah, seeing them as the first name is the only like, I might have gone with somebody else as the lead of the article. But yeah, can't argue it. Really good offseason. Their first loser, North Carolina.
What day was this submitted?
This was submitted May 30th, the same day that North Carolina added Luka Bogovac. Now, this is a transfer portal winner and loser article, though.
Okay.
So
This so in that sphere, I guess as I put it, I do think that they were I just the thing is like I like the add of Stevenson, I like the add of Vasar. Um, but maybe the Cayenne Evans one is a little bit underwhelming.
I like all their ads individually. I think Stevenson and Vasar as a duo is like something I'm very intrigued by, especially when you compare it to last year. I guess if you're viewing UNC as the biggest loser here, it has to just be they lost Ian Jackson and Cadeau to transfers out. And who'd they replace them with? Like now you got an Ian Jackson replacement not from the portal in Luca. And you could argue that Kai and Evans is what you'd rather have than Cadeau. So I don't know. I'm surprised this is the first name on the losers list. I just feel like Vasar and Stevenson is good enough that there are teams that had a worse offseason in the portal than Carolina.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
But are we overlooking the fact that it's fun to make jokes at North Carolina's expense and maybe TC's jumping on board with that?
Yeah, I'm taking a break from that though.
Oh, we are because of Luca.
Yeah, I'm taking a little bit of a break from that.
Look at you bettering yourself.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. Okay. Next on their winners list is St. John's.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's fair. Bryce Hopkins, I have no qualms about that.
No issues with that.
No issues. No, they got my dog Darling.
Yeah, they added so much they have to be on the list. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Loser, Kansas.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically said they cut their losses, Rylan Griffin and AJ Storr. Other guys are out of eligibility, but outside of Darren Peterson, the freshman, who did they add that's an impact ad? They didn't even name Trey White, Jaden Dawson, or those ads in this. There seems that DC is like so out on this class, he didn't even want to name the names.
I think Kansas arguably might be the biggest loser of the offseason transfer portal wise.
I
Truly. Like
I think they lost more than Carolina. Yeah,
yeah, they lost a bunch and they replaced it with, Trey White, Jaden Dawson, and Melvin Council.
yeah.
Like it was very underwhelming for a Kansas team.
Yeah. All right. There's a lot more on this list, so I'm just gonna, rather than go one by one through the rest of this, I'm gonna name the next three winners here. Louisville, UCLA, Michigan, and even Kansas State is the fourth. Problem with any of those being defined as a winner?
I have a slight well, okay. Here's what I ask you. How much weight does one player carry,
Depends on the
depending on who that
player.
like Haggerty and Dent?
Depends on the player.
Because I have like Haggerty is so good, but I have a hard time saying Kansas State was a winner.
I mean, if you're, I don't know. They basically got rid of a lot of guys that failed last year. Kansas State also like,
I know they got Nate Johnson, right? I think that's who the other guy was.
yeah, there's a couple other names. I don't know. I think calling UCLA a portal winner is a little weird. Obviously, Donovan Dent's very good, but who else did they get from the portal? Like Xavier
Xavier
Booker?
Booker. That's it.
Yeah. And you basically swapping Dent for Andrews and Mack, which I really like, but I wouldn't say that's like a portal class win, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just I don't know. They're not a loser, but just putting them in the winner category just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Michigan and Louisville winners, no issue with those.
Yeah, a
Okay.
lot of great ads. Michigan with the biggest ad. Yeah,
And then a couple losers here. Arizona. And the argument there is Arizona banks on youth, lost KJ Lewis and Vasar, and just going young. That's actually a fair shout. I haven't thought of it that way.
that is a fair shout. But also they upgraded for KJ Lewis, I think though,
Yeah, maybe.
and Krivas
Uh,
might be as good as Basar.
I like putting them on just because it's an interesting way to think about it. But I like this Arizona team, so it's hard to call them a loser. The other two that are on the list, Memphis and UCF. You okay with calling those teams losers?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. UCF because
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, well, for UCF they just lost so much. Like literally everyone, they lost them. They lost Tem, they lost Keyshawn Hall, they lost their whole team.
This is true.
So that's 100%. Uh, Memphis, yeah, yeah, just underwhelming. Like Doug is a great ad, but besides that, just like you lose Dane. That's yeah, just no.
Dane didn't transfer out. Dane has had to move on with his life because he's old now.
Free him.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I think the Haggerty Doug swap almost automatically gets Memphis on these lists, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
has to.
is what it is. All right. Shout out to CBS Sports. Go read the full article if you want the full list. Our second topic today, we're going to do another tier maker, and it's basically inspired by CBS Sports' exercise that we just discussed here. They were putting winners and losers from the transfer portal on a list, and what I'd like to do is look at teams off season as a whole, not just the transfer portal wins or loses, adds or departures, but the overall offseason at this point. We're now into early June. We've had 2 months since the season ended. What teams have had good off seasons? What teams have had bad off seasons? That's going to make it complicated because, like for example, Michigan, I think, is considered a big transfer portal winner.
Hmm.
But I think their offseason as a whole is more complicated than that. You lose Danny Wolf, you lose Flag Golden, who was great. You basically push out trades. Like there's more to it. So I think this will be a more complex version, maybe a little hint at our state of the program series that we'll put out later in the offseason, but should be fun. We're going to make a tier maker of off seasons, and producer JK, shout out to Jacob. I basically told him put any relevant logos in the tier maker, and he put 42 different teams in the tier makers. That's what we have to do. Any questions?
Can't wait to see what these 42 teams are.
All right, without further ado, let's get right to it. Can you see this?
Yeah. Can you click on your bookmarks for a second?
No.
Okay, fine.
Okay. What
That
was
boy.
that about? You're scaring me.
No, I'm messing with you because one day you're gonna share your screen. I'm also able to find out a lot about you. You've been looking at a lot of VRBOs lately, haven't you? You trying to get out the go on a little vacation or something?
I booked the birthday, Mother's Day gifts. That's what that's about. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. Benson Boone doesn't attend himself, Cart.
That's very true. Okay, so relevant programs. Why am I looking at a Villanova logo?
All right, where are we starting with this? Should we just go buy the book for this and not be cutesy with our names? Should this just be like S tier, A, B, C,
Let's
D?
let's give it a go and see what the certainly well thought out reaction will be.
We'll see if we like it. I am gonna insist on one thing. We are gonna add an F tier.
An F.
Yeah.
Okay, just for just awful.
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
S, A, B, C, D, and F. Where do we want to start? Who had an S off season?
Okay. I mean Purdue.
Certainly Purdue, right?
Yeah, Purdue for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Purdue had a S tier off season in that same mold. I would probably put Florida too.
Basically, can we define the S tier as this? We wouldn't change a thing. Like,
Wouldn't
because
change.
I think there will be teams that go in the A
Oh,
tier that's like really
gotcha.
good, where it's like maybe one or two things we wish went differently, but they had a great offseason. S tier is like, this went perfect.
Okay, Houston.
Yep, they got Uzan back.
I would.
That's fair.
Can BYU go in this, or does the Banson not really factor in?
We could put BYU there unless we want to argue that BYU needed another piece and they
I
went all
think
role players late.
I think they're fine.
Okay. By the way, back to Purdue. Does Heidi or Colvin leaving move them off of S tier? It doesn't for me. I think they wanted those departures.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't for me either.
Okay. All right. So we got Purdue, Houston, and BYU as like absolute perfect, wouldn't change a thing off seasons.
I would not change anything about UConn's offseason.
They got Terrace back. They got Mahaney out and got the guard upgrades they wanted.
Got Caravan back.
Got Caravan back. McNeely gone, but I think they knew he was gone.
Got Mullins.
Got Mullins, got Ryby. I am okay with putting UConn in the S tier.
Okay. Would you have changed anything about St. John's offseason?
I think so. I think they had a good offseason, but not a perfect offseason.
Same thing with Louisville.
I think you could nitpick Louisville too, but it
Okay,
was great.
I think we might be done with the perfect offseason.
I'm trying to look through anything like Arizona, but they lost a couple pieces they probably would have liked back.
The only one I would throw in this category maybe is St. John's or Louisville.
What about Arkansas?
They kept DJ Wagner.
And they could have kept the arrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Florida?
I think Florida could have got one more piece, like a wing. Because they
Uh,
got everyone back and got Boogie and Xavier and Lee. I put them up there, defending champs.
Florida had a pretty much perfect offseason, I think.
Did Duke have a bad off? Yeah, they did. They could have kept Coward.
Kentucky? I would nitpick Kentucky, so let's not.
I would
They're up there.
Kentucky would be in the next one for me.
Is there anybody else? I just want to make sure. Probably
Mm,
not. This is probably it.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, does Tennessee go on this?
Not perfect.
Okay.
S tier off seasons. Yeah, that feels right. This is like the consensus top five, too, right?
Yeah, that
We're-
makes sense.
They had the perfect. Okay. So now A tier is great off season, but maybe there's one thing that we could nitpick.
I would put I'll put both Kentucky Louisville in this one.
Talk me through each of these. Why is Kentucky in the A and not? Because I think there's gonna be levels. Like B is probably still good off season, but like
Yeah,
maybe there's
actually,
multiple things going on.
backtracking here, I really don't know what Kentucky could have done to change. Like maybe I don't love it as much, but like what is the change though?
Land Wilkerson.
But like that, I don't think they even wanted to.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
I just feel like
You could disagree about the impact of it, but yeah, they did. I think it's hard for me to put Louisville in the perfect tier when they wanted Donovan Dent and ended up with Jalen Lowe. They wanted Yaxel and ended up with nobody. They wanted Wilkerson and ended up with Aberdeen.
okay, that's fair. So
It's
do they?
good, but there's a world that they got Dent and Yaxel.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So A,
I think you could argue the lowest for Kentucky would be a B. I'm in between A and B on them because I think there's multiple things to nitpick with it.
I still go A based off the number of quality ads and way back.
I mean, if you really want to nitpick, like we mentioned, they missed on some of the primary targets. They also would have wanted Travis Perry back and didn't get him. They can't keep everybody happy right now. Acaden Lewis decommitted. I'm pushing for a B. I'm pushing for a B because of Acaden.
I'm not gonna fight that too much.
All right. So then we're going to leave Kentucky down because we're not even to the B tier yet. So back to more A's. You want Louisville in A, and I'm fine with that.
Yes, thank you.
People aren't going to like Louisville one tier ahead of Kentucky, I don't think.
They for sure they surely are not.
St. John's A.
Yep. Um, uh, I would, I personally would put Arizona in this tier, but they lost a lot though
But we
when they
love
got
the
a lot of
freshmen they're
talent.
bringing in. It makes
Right.
sense that they lost what they lost.
Yeah, so I think I'll put Arizona in this one.
I think Arkansas should be in it, unless you're just you
No,
wish DJ was out.
no, I do, but yeah.
Um, is Duke in it?
Mm, personally, I don't think so. I think Duke's more B tier.
Why? Talk me through because I think I need to hear multiple things we didn't love about the offseason to make it a B.
So, Coward going to the NBA is definitely part of it for me.
Sar's a great backup.
They did get Dame Sar.
And they got like the Wilkins reclass.
Wilkins reclass is
They
definitely up.
added a lot late that we didn't necessarily see coming.
They lost a lot.
They did lose a lot, but who
I,
did they think they get? They got Evans back too.
they could have got Tyrese Proctor back,
I don't even think they tried though. I mean, they kind of did, but
and it should have.
kept all the other guards that they could have.
Like Caleb Foster.
Like who did they have a surprise departure from? Nobody left Duke that could have left Duke really. That's
I guess
pretty
that's
big.
fair. I guess that's fair. There was no surprises.
Like there's no Caden Lewis here. There's no
Well, Coward leaving would be part of that.
they never had Coward, I guess. And they immediately got the next best Coward the moment Coward left.
So you put them in there.
I think Duke had an A offseason. I do.
So what's the? How come they're not an S then? From what I'm hearing from you,
Because Coward would have been S.
Coward would have been okay.
Coward, if they had landed Coward, it would have been a perfect offseason.
Now I think that Creighton's had a really good offseason, but I don't know if you are willing to put them in A or not.
Feels like they lost so much.
Freeman Dixon Harper is an insane transfer portal class,
The only reason I don't is because I just feel like they lost so much, but they also like couldn't have done anything to not lose Kalk or Ashworth.
yeah. I mean, those guys were they were out. They were done.
Should they have wanted Pop back?
No, that's honestly one of the reasons they should be in A.
Just conceptually, I feel like they should be in the same tier as Kentucky, but I buy Creighton in A more than I do Kentucky, but I don't know.
Just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, just doesn't feel right.
Are
But
we
I don't
done with
know.
A? Are we done with A?
I don't know what to do with those. And also, where do you put Michigan? Because most people have Michigan on off-season winners lists. But I think it's complicated with them.
I would put. I mean, I don't feel right about putting Michigan above Kentucky.
Are they? They're probably in that tier then, like
I think
Michigan,
it's
Kentucky, Creighton.
probably similar. So should we go to B?
Well, can we use Michigan as the data point here? Because that'll help me, I think, decide what to do with Kentucky. Because there is an argument, I think, in my head where, like, yeah, it was chaotic and multiple things didn't go perfect that we would have wanted, but it was still, the sum is still so good that we should put Creighton and Kentucky in here anyway. Help me interpret that through a Michigan lens. Because, like, I see an argument Michigan had an A offseason. I also see an argument where I'm like, I don't like a couple different things that they did.
I mean, the shooting concerns are one, but like I don't know. All in all, like I feel like Michigan did what they wanted to do, and they ended up getting Axel,
Like it almost feels like it's nitpicky with all three of these
which is why I feel like we should just put them all in B.
instead of A.
Yeah,
Like basically they had A off seasons, but we're putting them in B because we're nitpicking.
yeah.
And
That'd be the name
that's
of it if we were naming it.
and that's Michigan, Kentucky, and
Creighton.
Creighton. Okay.
I'm trying to think
Okay.
if there's anyone else that belongs in that one.
Yeah, we gotta. What about your Red Raiders? Texas Tech?
It's if I'm looking at it as I'm looking at these tiers, it's below the Michigans, Kentuckys, and Creightons.
Kept Anderson and Toppin though.
Lost Darian Williams.
Yeah. Okay. You wanted Tennessee maybe up in the A tier. Where do they belong right now?
I mean they got Gillespie, they got Ament. I like the Abram ad.
Yeah, that might have to be S tier. S or A. I mean, a late Ament ad and Gillespie.
I think I'll go A.
Did they lose any? They didn't lose anything like crazy big, did they? That they could have
Lanier.
kept. They
Oh
they go A because Zakai Ziegler's still trying to play.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no way that's the reason he's got. I agree at the same time though.
What do we do with Illinois?
Ah,
Boz and Avicic back is great. I think losing Merez was awful.
Bozovic's back is great. They also like Petro's good ad, Stojakovic is a good ad.
They could have had Trey White back and didn't want him. They could have had
That's a
Merez back again. I keep going to that. I mean, they were telling us they could have had Will Riley back.
I don't think we can go off the words of what they said they could have had
They
back.
could have had Sar and opted elsewhere.
I would put them at either. I put them at C.
I don't think they belong in the Michigan, Kentucky, Creighton tier, but C also seems harsh for Illinois.
I don't think it's harsh when you look at the teams that are above them.
You know what
Or
we
we
need,
could do or we could do this.
you know what we need to do?
I advocate we move the B teams to A and then put the teams we just talked about at B.
You know what we need to do?
What?
We need to add another tier.
Oh God.
Yep. I'm not happy. I'm not.
I just want to get through this without adding tears.
I'm not happy either. I'm not. But it is what it is.
We're so close.
It's B plus and it's B minus.
Oh, you're doing B plus and even work. We're that's naming tiers.
It's B plus and it's B minus. It's S, A, B plus, B minus.
Okay,
Illinois,
that'll make it work better.
Illinois goes in B minus.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech goes in B minus. What are we doing with
Honest,
Alabama and Auburn? They got their stars back.
they got their star. I would put Auburn and Bama both in there. Are we sure Auburn's not B plus?
I'll put Auburn B plus.
Okay, I go Bama B minus.
I put Alabama C.
Phylon, Bethea, Williamson.
Outside of, I mean, Fallon and Bethea, who were already on the roster, I don't think they added a star transfer. And the whole narrative became they don't have money. Like they
So
didn't
put them
add
at
any big name this year.
Jill Bethea.
He was, he's so bad.
They got Holloway back. They got Phylon back. B minus.
It's got to be a C.
I
It's
want to
got
pull
to be a
rank.
C.
I want to pull rank.
I hate they had a worse like say Illinois and Alabama had the same offseason.
Yeah,
No way. No way. No
you're
way.
not gonna let it go, are you?
I don't think you're right. I just think you're right. And I hate being wrong on behalf of us.
B
Like
minus.
all they did was get Phylon back and
That's
Noah Williamson.
and Bethea.
It's not good.
No, they got a first round NBA draft pick back.
Oh my God, he would have been picked in the 50s.
Stop it.
Fine.
Go ahead
It's
and put
just
him at
wrong.
C. Go ahead and put him at C, man. Go
Oh, put
ahead.
him in B. It's just wrong, but
I want it
it's just flatly wrong. We have so many more teams to get through. What are we doing next?
should we just get more wrong?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we want to move on from B minus? I'm looking at some of these other teams. Does North Carolina belong here?
I'd put North Carolina in C. Well, they got a great late ad. Yeah, maybe.
Go ahead and put them at B minus.
I'm fine with putting them in B minus. The Luca late ad was huge.
I know you're gonna actually no, I'm not gonna do that.
Is Iowa B minus?
That's what I was gonna ask for, to be honest with you. Like Sturts, they got the shooter from Kansas State, Hausen. They got my
Iowa
boy
B
Robert
minus.
Morris.
Iowa B minus.
Okay,
What do we do with Indiana?
probably C.
Do they get a bump because they got rid of Woodson?
Yeah.
B minus.
Okay. Now do we go to C?
I want them back in C.
Okay.
Their roster's not that good.
Oh my God, man. Bama getting put in the B minus tier has thrown your
Yeah, I don't
whole.
like this whole B minus to C to D tier. It feels wrong.
Do we add a C plus?
Yeah.
This is why
Yep.
we should just name tiers.
Yep. No, we're doing it right.
Are we?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
C plus, C minus. Indiana C plus, Iowa C plus,
Go ahead and move Bama to C plus, Greg.
Bama C plus.
There you go.
Keep me going here.
Um, I would actually put Gonzaga in here.
In C plus,
Yeah.
fine with that.
Um, you would hate it, but I actually no. No, 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 no. Oh, how do you feel about NC State?
Darion Williams helped him a lot late, but
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe not as a whole. The roster is not that great.
I think C plus.
Move them to C minus.
They got Darion. That's better than Bama.
That's true. Is it? All right, let's move to C minus because I think there's a lot of C minus teams.
Yeah, help me. I don't know what to do here.
C minus is Georgetown, Baylor, A&M.
A&M, I think, could be argued a lot higher.
Could we argue that with the UCLA should be higher with like
Wait,
getting everybody back?
yeah, I want A&M and UCLA high, I think. I think we missed both of these.
Can we
A&M,
go UCLA? Can we go UCLA B minus?
UCLA might even be like B plus,
I'd be fine with that.
but it's really just Dent. It's got to be B minus.
And they got everybody back.
B minus UCLA. A&M, I liked what they did.
I did too. What about Washington?
Yeah, can we put A&M in B minus?
I'm fine with that.
We put Washington in B minus?
Could I also put Miami in C plus?
What's the pitch there?
Sheldon Henderson, Malik Renew, Trey Donald. Like I feel like
Yeah.
they did a
Yeah, yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
That's fine.
Okay.
USC, what do we do with them?
C minus.
A lot of ins and outs.
Yeah. Oh,
Honestly, the crash makes me want to drop USC. The fact that there's health concerns with the star freshman.
that's true.
But
But they got Rodney Rice. I like that a
all
lot.
right, C minus. Wisconsin, I didn't hate. I like Nick Boyd.
I like Nick Boyd. They kept Winter and kept Blackwell.
B minus for Wisconsin.
I'm fine with that. Put the W's next to each other.
Kansas State got Haggerty. That's got to be somewhere.
That's worth C plus.
That might be B plus.
C plus.
Split the middle, B minus.
B minus because they got him at a steal. Yep.
C plus is fine. Illinois should be ahead of a lot of these teams, I think,
They are technically.
technically. All right. You see the teams left. When are we getting to some ones here?
Um, well, uh, I would put C plus, maybe Iowa State, just because they retained a bunch of people. Maybe B minus, to be honest. Like Iowa State's got Lipsy still. They still got Joshua Jefferson, Momcilovic. I know they lost Jones and Gilbert, so maybe that docks them to like a C plus, C minus.
C minus Iowa State. They didn't do anything.
Okay. Um,
I mean, there's some big brands here. Kansas, Michigan State, and Marquette. All did not add much. All lost a lot. So how are we defined? Like Marquette, looking at their offseason.
I want Kansas at C minus just because of Darren Peterson and getting
Mark,
Flory.
yeah. You want them at C minus?
Darren Peterson and getting Flory back?
I guess.
Where would
They've
you want to put
struck
B
out on
minus?
everything. Literally everything.
Fair.
Their marquee transfer ad is Trey White.
You can put him lower if you want. I'm not gonna push back too
I
much on
think
that.
Kansas fans would say D, so I'm putting them in D. Marquette literally didn't add a transfer for the fifth straight year.
F.
They're just like NA, not applicable.
F. I like Villanova at F as well.
A Caden though.
Hired Kevin Willard. Added Devin Askew.
Do we need a D minus?
They added Devin Askew,
D
Greg.
minus. D minus.
Devin Askew.
Yeah, no, D minus.
What about F plus?
D minus, D plus. Villanova, D minus. Where the hell is Michigan State?
C minus?
Had a better offseason than Kansas? What would Trey White have been as a transfer ad to Michigan State?
Probably either second or first.
And Jaden Dawson and Melvin
Probably
Council
probably third, fourth.
and Flory Badunga and
Put him.
Darren Peterson.
Go ahead and put him where you want to, man.
No, this is our effort. We gotta, but I just putting Michigan State ahead of Kansas doesn't
You can
seem
put him
like
with Kansas. You can
you
put him
think
below too.
you don't think Kansas had a better offseason than Michigan State? You guys could have theoretically gotten Jace back. Did not. You could have kept Trey
Well,
Holloman. Did not. Could have
theoretically,
added an impact transfer. Did not. Like there were multiple ways for Michigan State to like have a better roster than they do. Same with Kansas, but Kansas at least has the number one recruit and did get Badunga back and got like three Caleb Glens.
put Michigan State at F.
I don't want that.
I do.
I want State D plus, Kansas C minus.
I want State at F.
No.
They need to know.
Where's Maryland?
I actually don't mind their off season as much.
C plus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Memphis D
F.
minus or F.
F. I'd rather
Oklahoma,
D plus.
Oregon,
C minus for getting Shellstat and Biddle back.
Virginia. Sneaky good offseason.
D plus.
Really?
I think I'm Malik Thomas, I guess. C minus.
That feels like a C plus. I thought people liked Virginia's offseason.
Who else they got besides Malik Thomas?
Well, let me pull up names.
They lost McNeely.
Jakari White, Devin Tillis, Dallin Hall, Ugana Onyenso, Sam Lewis. They're supposed to get the international kid.
I feel good. C minus.
Okay. Do you want to move Michigan State before we're done here?
I want to move him down to F.
I can't wait for Odell Bredham to quote tweet this.
This won't get posted. We're fine.
You're so true. This is an executive decision, and I apologize to our listening audience, but that tier maker ran so long, we don't have time for our third topic today. It is what it is, and guess what? It's my birthday, so suck it. We're now going to get to one big thing, and that's all there is today. Any thoughts on this move, Cart?
Look, anytime you tell me that you're making an executive decision, I always am going to follow that as you are the head executive of this here enterprise. My one big thing today is happy birthday, Gregory. Love you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, more life, more Blackstones, more Water Street coffee.
I'm excited that I get to see you the week of my birthday.
Are we going to be adults about this?
What does that mean?
Like just you and I, maybe just Sunday will be fine.
Why would it not be fine?
I'm usually just hurting post Sundays.
Oh, no, we're going to have a responsible weekend. It's going to be fun.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. My one big thing I have to confess a sin.
Bring your sin forward, my son.
So I was on the golf course. I went golfing with my dad on Friday. And I was teeing off on 10. And the first tee box comes the other way. Or no, 9. Sorry. I'm coming in on 9. The first tee box is right next to it, coming the other way. It's like parallel holes, right? And so I hit a drive that looked like it kicked left and didn't see it because there was a big hill, but it looked like it kicked left. I'm driving up. I'm playing humble brag. I'm playing Pro V1s.
Okay.
Driving up, and we see a Pro V1 on the right side of the fairway. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like ball must have like sloped off a hill or something, and ended up on the right side. So I get out. It's a Pro V1. Play it. Pipe a 3-wood up like 200 yards. As I'm putting my club back in the bag to get back in the cart, cart comes up on the first fairway coming up to us, and it's this guy being a giant dickhead. And he's like, "Did you see a ball?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You didn't just hit my ball, CA ball. It's a Pro V1." And then I'm in the moment and I realize, oh shit, he's playing Pro V1s. I definitely just hit his ball. There's multiple ways out of this. I can either tell him, I'm sorry, I just hit your ball, or I can lie and just double down that I didn't hit his ball and I have no idea where his ball is. That's exactly what I did. So in the moment, I proceeded to tell him, no, haven't seen one. Is there one over there? No, sorry. It got to the point, Cart, where I even said, I mean, I'm not a good enough golfer to play Pro V1s, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my God.
Literally, like, because he was pressing, he was being a jackass about it. So, and then I dug myself such a hole, it was horrible. Ran up there immediately, like, threw the ball in the bag and swapped it out for a Callaway in case he, like, chased me down to see if it wasn't his ball. Got through it, but felt really guilty about it the whole time and shot horrible on the back.
I don't care. I 100% endorse your move.
Okay, thanks. That's the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry there wasn't a third topic.